Ooh, be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone. Huh? Be careful, the first... Yeah. This is... Is this a crime warning? No, if it says be careful, it's probably a threatening letter. Regardless, who would send something like this? Maybe. Hey. This is why Byakuya suddenly decided to throw a party. Huh? The first kill will happen tonight because someone made this threat to Byakuya. He gathered everyone in one area and was extremely cautious about all the dangerous items. He was trying to create a scenario in which everyone could monitor each other. He thought if he did that, nobody would be able to kill anyone. So he believed this crazy letter. But he couldn't ignore the possibility of this happening, even if it was just a worst case scenario. Hey. Remember what Byakuya kept saying? How he wouldn't let anyone become a victim? He couldn't overlook that slim possibility just to keep his promise. Then why did he keep it a secret? If he had just told us... Nope. He probably couldn't. He probably thought that was also a worst case scenario. What do you mean? If everyone knew what was in this letter, whether it's a lie or not, everyone would have likely begun to doubt each other, and at that point there'd be no turning back. So Byakuya tried to do something about this all by himself, without telling anyone. Yep. His strong sense of responsibility is the only explanation I can think of. Anyway, whoever sent Byakuya this letter also killed him, is that what you're saying? Sorry. No, this could be a prank, and it might have nothing to do with Byakuya's death at all. What was that? He suddenly became really quiet. I see, he doesn't want to believe one of us could be a killer, but still, we've come all the way here, and it's the only thing I can think of. The person who wrote this letter murdered Byakuya. If that's the case, that person completely predicted how Byakuya would react once he received it, right? They planned to manipulate Byakuya and killed him right before our eyes in that old building. Damn it, who the hell would do that? Hey. Hajime, there's probably not much time left until the class trial starts. Oh, gut, dann muss ich endlich nicht mehr vorlesen. Ich lese eigentlich gerne vor, aber nicht, wenn ich so im Arsch bin. Probably. Which reminds me, you asked Mahiro for a favor earlier, right? Yeah, I wanted her to find out where everybody was standing just before the blackout. She's probably finished by now. You're coming with me, right? Sorry. That's all you. Huh? I need some time alone. I'd like some time to collect my thoughts. I see, I understand. Hey. Also, if you're going back to the old building, you should hear what Mikan has to say as well. I think the results of her autopsy should be ready by now. Bye now. I'll see you later. He was pretty pale. I wonder if he's okay, but now is not the time for me to worry about Nagito. There isn't much time left. I better hurry over to the old building. Oh, da steht ja noch Monomi ganz alleine rum. Geh mal zusammen. Oh yeah, I might as well ask her about the old building's windows. Hey, do you have a sec? I want to ask you something. I don't want to have you guys mistrust your words. What the hell? It's not like we're doing this because we want to. No, now's not the time to fight about stuff like that. More importantly, do you know why the old building's windows are covered by iron plates? Iron plates? I covered them up so nobody makes the mistake of going inside since it's because of the renovation. I see, the renovation, so that's why you covered them up. Because it's dangerous to go inside, then you're even supposed to exist inside. This isn't how it was supposed to be. But why did it get like this? It's cool, too cool. Just because it's cruel doesn't mean you can just keep crying like that. Crying won't solve anything. We have to do this no matter what, damn it. Huh? What the hell was that loud voice just now? Oh, yeah. Huh? I feel so lighthearted right now. I, Negro around need I have been reborn. I have no intention of losing anymore. Losing to who? I will lose to anyone, not even to my past self. It sounds cool and all, but what are you even talking about? Shit! What? I don't know who was behind it, but someone tried to make a shitty bastard out of me. Some scoundrel was occupying the bathroom before the party was about to start. Now that you mention it, you said something like that shortly after the party started. I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all. Sheesh. Yeah, however, if you think I'd be angered by something like that, you've all underestimated my nerve and patience. Do all and achieve all with one's presence of mind. This is the goal of a true leader. In other words, a leader must never falter in any situation, but always have the presence of one's mind. He says that, but I'm pretty sure he was shaken up by that whole ordeal. Oh well, best not to go into it. Anyway, so you're saying the bathroom door was shut from before the party started to after the blackout.
So what I mean is...
And the bathroom was finally unoccupied after Byakuya's body was found. Sound und das Bild sind gerade mega asynchron. Moment. What he said sounds stupid and irrelevant, but I should remember it just in case. So.
Hey!
You're here. Where the hell did you wander off to? I wasn't wandering, I was investigating as much as I could. I see. Well, if you weren't stocking up, then I guess it's fine. So, did you find anything? Yeah, sorta. You don't sound too sure.
Hey!
Well, just take a look at this. Just as you told me, using the 2 photos I took before the blackout. I tried to pinpoint where everyone was standing. When I did, this diagram was the result. Oh god. So this is everyone's standing position before the blackout. Everyone's pretty much in the dining hall. Teru Kitchen, Fragezeichen. Office Room Peko, Fragezeichen. Byakuya links. Akane und Mikan stehen bei dem einen Tisch. Sonya, Kazuichi, Mahiro und Gundam bei dem anderen. Hajime, Nekomaru, Ibuki, Hiyoko bei dem nächsten und Nagito ist auch da. Und links unten ist das Doremi links. Okay. Fuyoko position unknown. All windows are covered. Chia geht außen, Fragezeichen. I've made this diagram from analyzing those photos, so I'm pretty sure it's accurate. Just as I thought, Byakuya was standing a far distance from that table. It's impossible. There's no way he'd be able to move that far during the blackout. Huh? What's this line extending from the table where Byakuya was killed? It's the desk lamp. I drew the power cord for it just in case. The power cord for the desk lamp? If that cord is extending from the table where Byakuya was killed, that means...
Hey!
So, did you find something? It's not clear to me yet, but... I guess you're right. I didn't really understand it myself when I was drawing it. I have a feeling that it's either a potential clue or just a waste of labor. No, it wasn't a waste at all.
Huh?
It's not clear to me yet, but there's no mistake that a clue is hidden here. An extremely important clue. Well. If you'd like, I can tell you a little bit of what I want to say. Did you find out anything? I tried within reason to perform an autopsy on Byakuya's body.
Well...
And I discovered that there were several puncture wounds around Byakuya's chest and abdominal region. Deep wounds. Deep wounds, deep enough to reach his lungs and internal organs. It can be assumed that a very thin, sharp object, around 5mm in diameter, was used to stab him over and over again, which is what I believe. Are you okay? I'm sorry, talking about it made me sad. No need to push yourself. I mostly got the gist of what you wanted to say. I'm sorry. Still around 5mm in diameter, huh? Isn't that pretty thin? That's as thin as an ice pick or an awl. Oh shit.
Alrighty, guys! It's finally time! That's right! It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, I shall tell you all the meeting place. At the central island of Jabberwock Island, there is a mountain with my adorable face carved into it. That, my friends, is Monokuma Rock.
Yay.
Once you're there, please proceed to the underground by taking the elevator located at the secret entrance. I'll see you soon!
A mountain with a carving of Monokuma's face at the central island? Oh, wir sind schon da. Cool.
Are you kidding me?
What the heck is that mountain? When did I get there, man? Never mind that. How did they even make a mountain shaped like Monokuma? That story might be true after all. There might be an enormous organization involved in all this. You mean what Byakuya said before, right?
You are right.
Byakuya, we still needed his knowledge. I still can't believe he's dead. Byakuya. What happened to Gundam and Fuyuhiko? Now that you mention it, it appears they already ate it.
I got it!
I know, they probably ran away.
No way!
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'd let them escape, you know? Look, I dragged this one back over here.
Don't fuck with me!
Tell you, let me go. Hat ihn wahrscheinlich gar irgendwie dahin gezerrt.
Hey!
Hey, no, if you keep acting violent, I might just eat you up.
Hey!
Hey, Fuyuhiko, what were you doing all this time?
Huh?
Nothing. I wasn't really doing anything. I was just chilling in my room when I suddenly heard that bastard get killed. Who the fuck cares about that anyway?
You.
How can you say something so irresponsible?
Do you understand?
We've been doing our best to investigate this murder, even though we don't want to, just to survive.
Wait.
My hero, that's enough. You too, Fuyuhiko. Dumbass. And I guess we're waiting for Gundam.
What happened?
I am right here.
Now then, let
Remember
us
this
begin.
well. A main character arrives when he intends to. Huh?
Hey.
It seems you noticed it too. If I did, then I'm right.
Well now.
Alright, now that everyone's all together. Ich glaube, er hat seinen Ohrring wieder. Let's take the secret entrance to the trial field. Please wait a second.
What's this?
My mind went on me. Just what are you doing here? Nobody asked for you. Do you actually want to join in?
You masochistic mascot!
You want to taste how powerless you are at the class trial? You are an even bigger masochist than I thought.
Special bleeding service!
Oh well, I'm a big brother who dotes on his little sister. I shall allow your special participation.
See ya later!
I'll go on ahead and wait for you guys, so hurry over.
Huh?
He told us to go, but how do we get there? Don't see any doors or vehicles.
What's going on?
He mentioned something about a secret entrance, was it? Secret entrance. What the? Something's shaking? This is dangerous. Everyone, please get down. Blah. Something came out. Could it be? Is he telling us to enter it?
What?
Such a suspicious aura, even Crimson. Was? Steel Elephant Mega Z is trembling with fear. Was ist das denn für ein Name? The fuck indeed. Wow, that's so totally suspicious.
Hey, 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 hey,
Give me
hey!
mad seriously, just give me ready. Why don't we just stop here? I mean, none of this is real anyway. Like, not even remotely. There's no way. There's just no way we'll find the killer.
Stupid!
Complaining won't get us anywhere. If you're really a man, then man up for God's sake. We've come this far, we have no choice but to keep moving forward. You're right, there's nowhere for us to run. We need to do it. If that's everyone's decision, I'll just follow you guys.
Yep.
If this were a video game, it'll have a very high difficulty level. Let's do our best to clear the game. Shaking with fear and nervousness, I hesitantly lifted my feet and stepped onto the escalator. I won't think anymore. If I think, I'll run away. All I could do was stare upward intensely as the escalator carried me. And when each of us enter Monokuma Rock, der gute alte Fahrstuhl. This is an elevator. I see, this entire rock is an elevator. Once again, Monokuma is doing what he pleases.
However,
If he's gone this far and made something like this, I don't think he's playing around. Even so, we're going pretty deep. You're right. I heard an unnerving chattering sound inside my head. I soon realized it was the sound of my teeth. All I could do was purse my lips tightly so everyone else couldn't hear it. Wenn wir unten ankommen, gehe ich mal ganz schnell pinkeln. Ich habe mich wegen weil ich mich so kacke fühle, schon den ganzen Tag Tee getrunken. There we were, listening to unpleasant roars as the elevator plunged deeper and deeper into the earth. Some time passed before the elevator finally finished descending, and then the elevator door slowly opened.
Welcome!
Oh yeah. So. Jetzt können sich alle wieder einfinden. Und da kann's losgehen. Welcome. This is the class trial field. How do you like it? It's a special place that will decide your fates.
Why, you?
What the hell is you thinking? Ich habe immer noch keine Ahnung, wie ich den sprechen soll. Logging is in a shitty looking place like this.
Don't fuck with me!
Aber heute werde ich ja eh keine großen Versuche machen. Are you fucking crazy? Don't mess with me, asshole. You play now, you like? I'm used to it by now. Come on, you're wasting your time and energy. Hurry up and take your seats where your names are written. Christian, ist der Ton und das Bild jetzt eigentlich wieder vernünftig immer noch oder hat es das schon wieder verschlechtert? It looks like everyone knows. Even if we try to resist, it won't change a thing. Just as Monokuma ordered, we walked with the seats we had been assigned. From this point on, we need to find out who killed Byakuya. Okay, cool. Ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Togami. He was overly critical, arrogant, and condescending, but he also had a strong sense of responsibility. As we were panicking, he accepted his role as a leader and tried his very best to keep us together. A guy like him got murdered. The person who did it is one of us. I can't believe it. There's no way I can believe it. Und will schon jemand eine Vermutung abgeben, irgendwie raten oder so? Ich sag natürlich eh nicht dazu, aber. But if it's really true, we need to find out meine Güte, sorry. By any means possible. Dass mir einfach mal das Mikrofon umgeht. Because that's our only option. There's no way for us to survive unless we sacrifice the killer. Das wäre ja mal ein Twist. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. Juhu, endlich. Muss ich nicht so viel reden. Set Skills? Ich habe noch keine einzigen gekriegt. Oder? Nee, ne? Nee. Ach, Moment. Ich kann hier welche kaufen. Oh, ich sollte auch mal mein Haustier sauber machen. Oh mein Gott. Bitte sehr. Kriegst auch noch ein Geschenk. Wenn ich noch irgendwas hab. Ja, du kriegst Potato Chips. Aha, das macht das Sperrmeter weg. Sonst noch irgendwas? Nee, ne? So, aber eigentlich wollte ich ja was anderes. Und zwar war das hier. Da. Ich habe 19 Hope Fragments. Oh mein Gott. Attentive Influence. Solely increases influence. Focus. Das finde ich nicht schlecht. Time Limit war bisher nicht so schlecht. Das klingt auch nicht schlecht. Dann kriege ich mehr Energie zurück, wenn ich richtige Antworten gebe. Steadies your aim, reduces your aiming, increases your aiming, decreases delay between firing truth bullets. Das ist auch gut, weil manchmal habe ich knapp daneben geschossen und musste dann warten, bis ich wieder schießen konnte. Und das kann ich schon noch. Und das ging auch gut. Gut, jetzt kann ich wahrscheinlich gar nicht so viele einsetzen. Ich finde die Musik so cool irgendwie. Das. Oh Gott, ja. Da muss ich überlegen, was ich will. Machen wir erstmal so. Hier kann man das jetzt umstellen. Okay. Auf geht's. Auf geht's, haben wir noch drauf gewartet.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Endlich.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Mir ist gerade
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Monomi hängt im Hintergrund an einem Seil gefesselt rum und baumelt nach links und rechts.
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair. So there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monokuma, of course.
You hate me that much?
Guckt euch das mal an.
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules? Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall? Huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds? The most pressing issue on our minds? Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Yeah, you don't do that every day, I hope.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately we need to find out who murdered him. If we cannot do that, we're fucked. Now, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this no matter what. So the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after the other without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded with the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to remove the reticle, then fire with the left mouse. Okay, müssen wir merken, wir linken Maustaste. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail. If you press the escape keys, you will reveal the controls. Good luck and have fun. Okay. Los geht's. Knife, bloodstain, under the table. Oh Gott, was haben wir denn hier alles? Ach so, nur 3 Stück. Knife, bloodstain on the table und...
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
Kann ich mir das direkt mal angucken. Knife found on the table when it was discovered. Okay. Floors of the dining hall were full of gaps. Und... was war das noch? Storage room. No.
His body was underneath the table.
Bloodstain. Okay, bloodstain. A pool of blood formed around the body beneath the table a lot. Ich wette, irgendjemand sagt, er wurde dahin gezogen und dann benutze ich das hier, um zu sagen, nee, das kann nicht sein, weil hier steht no sign, body was dragged.
At the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Ach, daneben.
Huh?
Fuck.
Why? Obviously by hiding the body. They tried to delay its discovery. Like a dog burying a bone.
Gut, aber wenigstens das noch gehört. Nee, ich weiß schon, was ich machen muss.
Why was Byakuya in a place like...
His body was under at the very back.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body.
Gut.
No, that's wrong.
Geht ja erstmal einfach los. Aber allein der Tathergang und so ist
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
jetzt schon beim ersten Fall weitaus weniger offensichtlich wie der erste Fall in Danganronpa 1. Ich würde gerade gerne doch noch die Stimmen ein bisschen lauter machen, die sprechen gerade so leise. Zumindest finde ich. Oh, wir sind schon. Moment, dann mache ich den Rest etwas leiser und mache das Spiel in meinen Einstellungen wieder lauter. Das geht ja auch. Wenn ich es mal finde. Ja. So.
Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table.
Echt mal.
Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Dude.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
Obviously. Okay, I see your brain is probably not very big.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party. Don't you think?
Auch schon aufgefallen, wie irgendwie jeder under the table sagt. The reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to what Byakuya was... Ey, ich hab doch noch gar nicht gelesen, was da stand. What Byakuya was doing during the party, then it's probably... Huh? The knife?
I can prove it with this. It probably has something to do with the knife we found under
Weil er ja
the
die
table.
ganze Zeit schon über alles reagiert hat, was irgendwie gefährlich war.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Yeah, the thing that was under the table.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Jeez, jetzt kann ich das nicht mehr hören, ohne das...
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Genau.
But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Ja, würde ich auch sagen. Oh, die werden das jetzt bestimmt auch ganz oft sagen, weil die das diskutieren gerade.
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot, but from this point on there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there will be only one lie or contradiction. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you will also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the Leertaste, you can progress the argument slowly. This just consumed the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the escape key, good luck and have fun. Live, Let's Stay. Meine Güte, jetzt haben wir mal viel. Nicht wie im ersten Spiel, als ich auf normal gespielt habe. Ich tippe mal auf Night Vision Goggles. Sie sagt jetzt bestimmt, der hat doch gar nicht sehen können. Und dann sage ich doch.
That sounds correct. If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Oh doch.
No, that's
Good.
wrong. No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of
Whoa.
focus.
Jesus. That's new.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Oh nein, das habe ich nie gemacht. Also zumindest in diesem Teil nicht.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? It's just between you and me. I was also surprised. Danganronpa 2 under the table. Just kidding, I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the... Okay. Based on the shape of the remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically side with the time. Based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, will skew toward their advantage. In the bottom right, the number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks. You will lose counts of sharpness, even if you miss, so please be very careful. Oh god. When the mood skews your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood toward the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remarks. Huh? What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry. It appears there has been a delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. And that's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? Glad and have fun. Oh Gott, wie mache ich das denn in so ein WASD? Das wird es wahrscheinlich sein, weil da war die Hülle von der Night Vision Goggle Dings drin, dann werde ich es bestimmt damit.
If you just use the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Okay, das war jetzt mal
Where's your
leicht.
proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in reality, that's so those goggles were planned and the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Haha.
Allow me to cut through those words.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party,
Duralumin, okay, danke.
we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too. No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. Tonight's main dish. Duct tape?
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found.
Ich glaube, Dave wäre nicht so begeistert, wenn wir Ibuki hinrichten.
Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
That's right, Byakuya probably knew there was a possibility that a murder would occur because of the murder threat.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
Ach ja, Simon, die Stimme von Fuyuhiko ist dieselbe von Dingsbums in V3, der mit den lila Haaren. Oma hieß er, oder?
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent.
Derselbe Sprecher.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
Those are still lies!
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet.
Die beiden, ey.
So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter. What do you mean? By gathering everyone in one place. He tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
Ich frag mich ja nur, was er dann machen wollte am nächsten Tag. Jeden Tag eine Party? Warum nicht?
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
Man sieht Monokuma im Hintergrund rumbaumeln.
His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
I see. Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
The killer. Is it really one of us? Who is it among us? Who is the one who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?